Hey yo, make sure y'all go on the Bro Unique Mecca Audio YouTube channel, know what I mean, and check that legendary live we just did with some major heavy hitters. You heard? See your boy LAZ is up there. You heard? I'm clamming up, baby. I'm clamming up. I'm clamming up. You heard? It's a slow process. And I ain't got nothing but time. You heard? But yeah, man, if you need that promo, hit that number, man. Just hit the number. You heard? Don't hit me if you a stalker. Talking about you in front of my building. Come outside. We got 400 hammers. I just want the money, bro. You know what I mean? Just hit me when it's money related. Have the money, too. I don't want to talk about money that's coming next Christmas. You feel me? Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. You feel me? So in these present times, I need that guap. You heard? Holla at me. Hey yo, shout out to my bro Saquon. You heard we putting together this series Marcy Memoirs, which is basically just a collection of stories and memories from Marcy House's residents. You feel what I'm saying? And it's pretty fire if you ask me, man. It's pretty fire, man. You heard? I love it. You gonna love it too.
And them niggas start shooting a one-on-one. My gosh, I never seen two men go toe-to-toe like that. I mean, the best fight I ever seen in Marcy was with Liz Pop Big L and Lamont Father Barry. Sometime at the fight, they just both walked off and went and got their guns. At the same time, they both went and got their guns. They both came back with their guns. So at that time, like in the 80s, they had these hats that had the ball on the top, the ski hats. So me and my brothers, we had them. So we come home from school one day, we go to my mom's house, and my brothers just got they had snatched. So my mom's like, yo, where your hats at? So they said, yo, somebody snatched it. So my mom said, yo, hold up, wait right here, I'll be right back.
Now, which hats you talking about? You talking about the regular ski caps that had the little snowball on top when they first came out?
Top, yeah, people were snatching. They were very popular at that time.
The ones that said New York and shit on them.
Yeah, the first one, the exclusive one that.
Yeah, I remember.
Everybody didn't have them. Yeah, but those the first like ski hats with the ball on the top, and then guys started putting the goggles on the top and on top of the hat. So boom, my mom's grabbed her knife. Nice knife. She grabbed the knife and she dipped out. It was like in 85. I'll never forget. My mom went up to the school. At that time, PS 297 and 33 was right across the street. Two dangerous schools. You had to be just with the shits to go to those schools if you was caught up in the street. So Huck, for my project, very legendary dude, put a lot of pain in, did a lot of things. He was the one causing a lot of havoc. So when my mom went to the school, they pointed out it was Huck and Shoeshine. Some way, somehow, my mom's came home with them hats, boy. She grabbed Huck up by his shirt. She said, yo, boy, where my son's hat? Huck gave up those hats, and from that day, every time I saw Huck, he always gave me a lot of respect, like, yo, your mom's gangster. So when I seen him come with them hats, that just showed me, you cannot let nobody take nothing from you down here. You gotta be on it. You gotta be ready to go in at any age. So now, as we move from the hats, it was a hat thing going on in Marcy, which showed dudes how to get dressed and come out fly at all times. Because in this area, which is called Notion and Myrtle, you couldn't even walk through here. Your parents would tell you, oh, don't go to the store through that way, because it was just a different atmosphere in that little section. So they had this hat tree. They had this tree. She had mad hats in it. Yo, lads, mad hats. And how that came about, because over there on Notion had a different type of dudes over there. You couldn't walk through there. So if you walked through there and you looked like a regular dude, your hat was a little dirty, a little off, a guy will snatch your hat off your head. They wouldn't care who you is, who you with, who your family's with. This is what's going to happen. They're going to take your hat off. They're going to shake your hat. Whatever hat you have, starter hat, whatever hat, fit it. If the back of your hat is not straight and it fall, it's going in the tree. Nigga, just throw your hat in the tree. And however you want to give it up, you give it up. But it showed you, I got to keep a new hat on when I come outside. I got to move this way. So it really taught you how to move in the hood. So that's around No Street. Now, at that time, because on your page, I'm going through the comments, and I see somebody mention something about the bowling ball. That bowling ball, man, wasn't the only thing coming off the roof, but a twin got hit in the head with that bowling ball. You understand, lads? So this twin, it was two brothers. I don't know what nationality they was from, but they were like an Indian look. You know, they had that Indian look, but they was fly. But they lived a different lifestyle. You know, we can't talk about that on your page, but that was their lifestyle. But they were fly. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, oh, they were fly. But at that time, one of them had walked through, and the bowling ball hit him in the head. I don't know how it really struck him, but it hit him. But at that time, everything was coming off the roof.
He died? He died?
I didn't hear him die. I'm not going to sit up here and say he died because I'm not sure. But
what floors? How tall is your buildings again?
6 floors.
All of them is 6 floors?
6 floors, every building. So imagine that bowling ball coming off of that roof. And lads, that wasn't the only thing that came off the roof. They was throwing refrigerators, microwaves off the roof. You had to look up walking through that shit sometimes. Because at that time, it just was out of control. Niggas could be on the bench with their drugs in their pocket, sleep. Because the police wasn't coming down there. If somebody got into a fight in the projects and they got it on, and the police was called and they came and tried to stop that fight, the whole project would start fighting the police to beat up the whole 7-9 percent, man. It was crazy. It was crazy because you had to really, listen, you had to come outside, you had to fight. Even if you wasn't about that life, you had to come out or your life was going to be judged right there. You was going to come a statistic if you didn't come out. So you had the whole process at your window. Yo, y'all coming out? You might as well go outside and fight. That's how it was. It was different. And growing up in them times, from what I seen, it was only a few things that you was able to do in Marcy. Play basketball and play football. Get money, as far as hustle. You had the street legends. Or you was running the street with slapping them. Because they had their own way of getting money, but they was going out the projects. They was, you know what I'm saying, hitting pockets, going to mid. They was doing their thing, but you only had those really options. You ain't had that many options in Marcy. And this is why things went the way it went. But guys couldn't walk through there. And it was a lot of gunplay going on. Like, the gunplay never stopped. Like, when the 90s came, that's when the little dudes is coming up. But we watching what's before us. You know what I'm saying? So it just made it seem like, yo, this is what we have to do growing up out here.
You heard Jay-Z new verse on that track?
No.
He got yeah, son. He said, "Rest in peace, T-Lo." That shit the biggest verse in the game right now.
Yo, let me tell you, lads. When I seen this dude, I seen him a few times, but when I seen him the last time, he was fighting a case. He was getting off the G train. I don't know. He wasn't getting off the G train, but he was coming from Myrtle and Marcy Avenue. Lads, I'm with my mom's, bro. Whoever, this guy was just different. When I seen him, and I'm a little dude, he was already not to be fucked with. I looked this dude in his eyes. I remember the guy outfit. He had a pair of yellow valleys on, a yellow silk shirt, and I think some gray slacks. And he had his shirt unbuttoned, because that's what dudes sometimes did. They lived on slop side. They would get off on Myrtle and Marcy and walk through the hood to their side. So that's how I seen him. And yo, I looked him right in his eyes. The look that he had was like, shorty, what the fuck you looking at me for? That's the look he gave me. But I'm like, oh, that was some gangster shit. But I already knew who he was. I probably didn't know him personally, but I knew him from just hearsay. Because before you see these guys in person, you hear their name. You hear their names, and these guys' names, they was ringing. Only a selective few guys was ringing. Like, I looked up to the older guys, but that was for like different knowledge. Guys my age, we looked up to the guys that was really just a couple of years older than us. That was like T-Lo. So you was listening to what they was doing in the street. Other guys were doing the street, like Huck and them. They were tough. They were moving different. So as a little dude coming up in Marcy, these are the ways you gotta move. But yeah, when I seen him, I only seen him the time he was coming from Murder in Marcy with the yellow valleys on, with the yellow silk shirt. And then I seen him another time, he was like chilling on the benches. That's when Kane song was playing, like Raw. I think Raw was playing from Big Daddy Kane. And he was Jolo just sitting out there like, this dude must be different because he always fucking mean. He got the meanest face ever. This was so serious. But then when I heard them talk about the story when he was locked up in HDM and what happened to him, because it hit the paper and it hit the hood. It was sad at that time. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of guys from Fort Greene, if I'm not mistaken, a bunch of guys from Fort Greene walked through Marcy. And I'm like, yo, where these dudes is going? It was a bunch of them. And they just walked on the other side. And then if you went on the other side, you can see a bunch of group of dudes like Marcy and Fort Greene dudes together just chilling out there. And I think that was around either when T-Lo got hurt, God bless his soul, or I think it's when the original 50 Cent got killed. It was one of them two deaths. The Fort Greene dudes they came to Marcy. I don't know beef shit, just like for support. So this is the type of thing that was happening. A lot of things was happening coming through Marcy, not just the violence shit, because guess what, lad, like I tell you, it wasn't just the men that made it legendary, it was the women too. You feel me, lads?
Mm-hmm.
It was some beef in Marcy. Like the beef, when it came time for beef, oh, it was lit. It was lit. But guess what? It didn't really, the bodies, a lot of people didn't get killed. But niggas they got shot. A couple guys got shot. But when outsiders came to Marcy, that's when Marcy formed together. Even if it was a misunderstanding or me and you ain't get along, it's about guys not coming in here. It was like that. Now you can go to any project today, but the 80s, the 90s, you were skeptical about going to any project, not just Marcy. I'm just telling you what my eyes seen and what I seen in my hood. But it was like that in every hood. You couldn't just walk anywhere. You could just on your ass. That's just how it was.
That's a fact.
And the thing is, even with the game, because I was a little dude running around, we to go and play the games. Yo, it was really serious in the game room. Being a little dude, you just had to fight all the time, boy, for everything. And it was like, it's what you're gonna do. If you don't fight, you know what the vibe is. So it actually, lads, I seen that shit go from fighting to cutting to shooting into whatever it is right now. But I actually seen it with my eyes, with my own eyes. Like, it's names that I'm not even supposed to be saying because it was issues with certain type of people. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Guys is grown now. Guys are matured. And guess what? I'm going to give whoever flowers that deserve their flowers, because at one time I looked up to these people. You know what I'm saying? Because their names was just untouchable. And then to be on your platform and hear how they was when they was on Rackets Island, hear how they was when they went upstate. It's only a handful dudes with class. When I mean handful, my hand is big, just like your hand is big. So you understand what I mean by handful. You know what I mean? It's a few guys that were like that in jail, and there's somebody on the street as well. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that go to jail, and ain't nobody on the street. You know what I'm saying? They more powerful in jail, so sometimes that's where they should be. But on the street, it's different. You got some little niggas that don't give a fuck about how much jail time you get. They don't give a fuck about none of it. It's what you're doing on the street. What that matters. You understand, lads? And it's real shit. Because me, I paint for a living now. My own business, I paint. So it goes to show you nothing's going to stay the same, because you got a lot of people that just change their life. And so I'm tired of the bullshit. We shouldn't be fighting amongst each other. We did that already. When we going to build together? You feel me? And that's the problem that we need to fix. So your channel is super therapy for everybody because they can listen and they can learn. Because it's not a game with some of them names that's being told. I haven't met them, but I've heard these guys' names. Fruitcorn, you heard this guy's name. Saquon, you heard these names. I got cousins in Fort Greene, bro. My cousin Tino, Andre got killed, living on the Portland side. I don't know his street government, whatever, but he knows slopping them too. I used to hear names from him as you go to Fort Greene, be on the Portland side, and hear what was going on in Fort Greene. So as when me and my people got together, same thing. Next generation came, Fort Greene niggas and Marcy niggas still came together. It just went like that. And then we started dealing with the guys from up north shit on Gates Avenue. And it just went to a whole another generation with more stories. Cause you got some little niggas that was in Marcy that was really about their business.
Let me shout out the peoples just before I forget. Shout out to my bro Judo. Shout out to my bro Snipes. You feel what I'm saying? My nigga Wes Craven up in the mountains, you feel me? Definitely. Shout out my bro. You know, a lot of dudes from Marcy I was locked up with, man, that was good dudes, man, that they was good dudes in the can. You feel what I'm saying? And some of them is in the mountains doing a lot of time, and it's just fucked up. You feel me?
And you know what? Got some more good dudes down here too. Big Smoke. Everybody call him Big Smoke. Another good dude, hold Marcy down. You got Stanley Burrell in them. See, we just starting out, lads. But it's a lot of good history because guess what? We wouldn't have been able to come up if them other guys didn't okay it. It might have looked crazy on how these little niggas is in Marcy getting money and how they got the pass. We got the pass because we waited our turn, and now our turn came. It's time for us to turn up and hold it down until whoever come, like, because that's how Marcy went down. It wasn't the guys that was in Marcy doing a thing that caused confusion. It was bought from somewhere else. And then guys from Marcy just had to go down. You know what I'm saying, with the situation. But it is a lot of history. Probably can't give it to you all right now, but I can tell you some good things about some good people. Because you still got Young Black, which I was part of that team, the NAGT team. And you still got guys like Turtle, guys like Ro. That whole little squad right there, they did their own little thing.
Judo's brother that just came home from doing 30 years, Guns.
Gus? Before his name was Guns, niggas was calling him Gus before that. And guess what? He was known to walk around with the fucking pump shotgun. It's like, that's what these guys was, screw-faced and mean as fuck and with the shits. That's what I knew him from. So at this particular time, I think he let off a fucking pump shotgun in Marcy at some niggas, some shit like that dude did, man. And that's where the name Guns came from, that. But he was already a legend in Marcy, on the wilder side in Marcy. He already was solidified. He was already who he was. And at that time, his little brother was out of control too. Dude was one of the first little shorties that's running the street. Got hit up and all that. But back to his big brother. So at this time, he was running with some gangster niggas from East New York, from Villa. Vicious dudes, man. They was coming to Marcy too. At this time, they had a thing. They was dropping their hats on people. And when they dropped their hat on their head, if that hat hit the floor, I don't know the rest of their business, and I don't know what the rest of the fuck they was doing and who they did it to, but these the stories you was hearing. Now, maybe people in the comments might jump in and say, yeah, that's facts, and they know who I'm talking about, but they was from Millen, and they was moving like this. They was dropping a hat on your ass. It's a lot of legendary dudes from East New York. Fuji, one of them. Dulot. These guys is different. But Guns, it was like a chain reaction, lads. Whoever came before you, you did what they did. And it just trickled down until the feds came to Marcy. And then when the feds came, they just cleaned the whole project up to the point you don't even want to go to Marcy no more because first of all, it's ugly as fuck. It did all this extra work and made the project cluttered, messed up the students. They just made the project horrible. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really have, it don't have its original look. But it's just a new day. It's a new Marcy. So I think it's the new guys that came up because right now the little dudes that's running the area, they pops was outside. They pops was running the area, so therefore they got the right to be out there. So that's where some of the guys that's my age and your age and slopping them age, this is how they get killed because you got to know how to move to the side and pass the torch. It's their time. They're going to do the same shit that we did. Who the fuck are we to tell them to stop and don't do it? They got to learn like everybody else learned. They got to learn. Can't talk to everybody, but you can talk to some of them. But they're going to learn. They're going to do what they want anyway. It's a cycle. And it hasn't been broken yet. Yeah. You feel me, lad?
Yeah, we was on live talking about that. I was with Unique Mecca Audio, 10 Toes Down, Hassan Campbell, and them dudes yesterday on the T-Mac and them dudes on the live, and they was asking that question, like, how do we stop the cycle? And I ain't say nothing, but I just was thinking in my head, like, I don't know if this shit ever stop, man. You know,
we might have a trick, we might have an idea, but guess what? You know, our problem is funding. Like I say, you always mention, yo, somebody put up this amount I could do. We all got the power to make better moves for our people. But we don't have the proper financing. We don't got the billions, boy. Because if we had the millions, it's something we could do right now. Like if I grew up under Jay, like said, I'm not here to act like I know niggas and I've been underneath. That's not what the fuck I do. I tell a real story and I give it to you authentically. You feel me? Now, if I was a dude that came from under Jay and them, I would have been able to say, yo, Jay, these are the plans that I want to do, and this is what I want to do, because you got to find a way to unite every hood. So let's unite the hood through sports. You know what I'm saying? Let's make up a basketball program, because that's what the hoods is lacking now, because ain't no more basketball tournaments in the hood for some strange reason, right? The little football tournaments, which I love football. We could go around to every project, have every hood have a football team and a basketball team, and unite the hoods. You can do it. There's a million ways to do it, but son, it has to start because son, we the ones that's losing. That's because what they trained to see. Now, if they can go on your platform and see, going to jail, it's only going to prove I'm tough. It'll prove I can stand the shits. What the fuck we do when we come out? We need to have shit set the fuck up. That way the older heads that come home, they ain't got to worry about going back because we got shit on the move right now. We ain't asking, that's the thing, we ain't asking for no fucking handouts from nobody. But we need the finances. I know we can't do this shit on our fucking own budget. We got our own bills and family and kids. But our hearts is big enough for all the kids. But we need to finance it. So we need to come together, come up with a plan. Because guess what? With no plan, they not backing nothing. Now, Jay-Z, I don't know if this is true, lad, but this is what I heard. Like I said, I'm not out of J camp. He offered people from Marcy kids to go to college on his bag, on his expense. But the people not doing it, lads. Because you know what? Black people want it given to us, son. We don't really want to work hard for it. You know what I'm saying? So it is things he have done for the hood. I'm not going to lie. Can he do more? That's not my prerogative. But I think if we come together with the right plan, I think we could get the proper backing from those particular people. But sometimes we just got to do our own thing and it'll happen. Because something got to change. I just lost a nephew, bro, to the streets. Think I get out there and retaliate? I'm 45. Even though I tried, who the fuck am I kill? I'm going to go to jail at 45, bro? Come on, son. It has to be another way. So your platform, yeah, the youth, I tell man, yo, go listen to St. Last. Because y'all in the street life, you need to go over there. That way you know what you're getting into, because them brothers is taking their time out to come to talk to people. Because guess what? They already went to war for niggas already. Lads, y'all niggas fruit corns, fucking Saquon, all these. Y'all went to jail for niggas, so niggas don't gotta go to fucking jail. You feel me, lads?
Yeah.
So niggas gotta wise up and say, you know what? Let me not get myself in trouble. Let me go over here. Let me go do this, cause them niggas said this is what it is over there, and boy. They did that time. You know how much time y'all niggas did? I heard every motherfucking story that ever went on your platform. But watch your platform before you even start going hard, bro. I just calculated the time. Bro, y'all boys is knocking over 300 years in time, 400 years, 500 years in time. Are you fucking kidding me? Did y'all ever look at those numbers? The numbers y'all going to jail and doing time. You did 6 years. This nigga did 14 years. This nigga did another 10. Add that shit up. That's like over 500 years. You feel me, lads?
Yeah, shit's crazy.
It just make you think. That's what I get out your channel. I be thinking. Son, a lot of shit that happened in the fucking past, honestly, nobody cares. But it's helpful. It's helpful. Many times I've been saying, yo, lads, I want to say something on your channel. I wanted to do something on another platform. I said, nah, that shit is just not it. Last platform is it. Because I'm hearing the stories, but I just got to wait till my project fall in line. Because everybody got their position in play. Right on that, at one time, it just was the Brownsville LG wave. So let's just wait for our wave. So Slop come in, and I come in, and I just want to tell the truth about what happens. I don't want to fabricate no stories. I want to make it seem like I'm the fucking top shotter. I don't want to make it seem like none of that. I want to give you real shit, bro. Because that's all I have. I didn't even get to my little stories because I want to tell it from where it started. Now, you don't even know. It came a time in Marcy when niggas used to have meetings, my nigga. You heard?
Meetings about what?
Real meetings in the hood, bro, because the gunplay was too much, son. So you had some major, you had the blacktop team say, yo, fuck that. I'm calling a fucking meeting, man. Everybody report to the fucking park. Don't you know, lads, that was the fucking realest shit I ever had to enter, my nigga, by myself? Are you hearing me, my nigga? It's what, son. At this time, you got the black team, you got the green team, my team, you got the white team, you got City in them on Marcy Avenue with their color. It's so much confusion. So one guy said, yo, everybody that's getting money in Marcy, report to this fucking park. Everybody. Now, I got the call from my upper head. My upper head was moving around and said, yo, Chubb, it's a meeting, you gotta go. Lads, I strapped up and went to this fucking meeting. But I mean, niggas had guns on each other because niggas had beef. Niggas had beef in the park with each other, lads. Everybody had guns on the niggas that they want to hit. If this meeting go left, I'm gonna air this nigga. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm there, lads. As a shorty, I'm there. I was only like 18, 19. I'm with these grown fucking men calling shots. Trying to get the projects under control. Everybody use one size. I don't give a fuck what you got in it. One size. If a nigga go over that size, his ass is in trouble and his fucking operation. That's how we was moving. That was the 90s era. I ain't even want to get to that era yet because that's different. Because it was a lot of money in that motherfucker. They made $1 million in one summer off of some white girl, bro. I seen it with my own eyes. So they caught Spike Lee father in the fucking park off that bag. And that's facts. They had people coming from all over the world for that shit, bro. And that just made the money even more crazy. The money was, lads, you could go outside and play dice and win $10,000 playing dice, bro. And that's facts. Seen it with my own eyes, lads. I'm not telling you shit. People's honestly, I'm telling you shit I seen with these eyes, bro. And that's just some of it. Because it's the first time me and you kicking it. And there's a lot more shit. Because I haven't started even telling you about the legendary stuff. You know what I mean? How niggas used to have their little fucking house parties in Marcy. And these fucking out of control niggas from Marcy. I'm giving everybody their fucking flowers. Guys like Guilford, they call him G, a fucking savage. Ham, a fucking savage. Ralphie, Spanish, a fucking savage. Froggy, God bless his soul, a fucking savage. Last, they was having parties, last. And in the middle of the party, these motherfuckers would go outside and run behind trees and run behind the building and start shooting at each other, my nigga. For no fucking reason. Every party they did this shit, bro. I think one of them shot one of their fucking friends. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember, so I can't say who it was. But that was just one group of savages in the fucking project. They were shooting each other, last in front of you. It was crazy, man. I won't even say what was really going on, but a lot of different things was happening. And I'm not the only one that can tell some things. But I heard the bowling ball thing in your comments. I said, yo, I gotta tell the bowling ball, because I remember a lot of things, even me getting shot, the time me getting shot down there. I wasn't supposed to get shot. That wasn't my beat. I was just a little shorty at the wrong place at the wrong time. But the gunplay lasted for like 4 minutes. But that's what was going on at the time. It was just gunplay.
What happened at that meeting that time, though? The dude squashed that beef?
No. It wasn't about squashing any beef, last. This is why niggas bought their guns to the meeting. It was just come to the meeting. If your color was a major color, because remember, everybody's not privileged to this meeting. It's just the guys that got the major colors, like the orange, the green, the white, the yellow, the black. Certain colors, the guy that was major, that was pulling some change, they was invited to the meeting. And everybody didn't see eye to eye. But everybody's from Marcy, so it's a limit you could take it. You know what I'm saying? You might even want to blow a nigga head off, but you can't do it because he's in Marcy. You might have to rock his ass outside the project. But as far as in that project, we're not going to be taking it to the extreme. We're not doing it. So at the meeting, guys was not getting along. I don't think anybody was getting... I'm going to just be real with you. The only people that was getting along at that meeting, because it was 2 meetings, at both of the meetings, the green top and the black the green team and the black team are much closer. Now the green team is my team. We younger than the black team, but the black team was older than us. They, you know what I'm saying? They the one that gave us the green light to open up our land, because it's like a family tie right there. So we was able to open up our thing and start our lifestyle from that. You know what I'm saying? But that meeting was dangerous, man. Because I didn't even really know until I really realized and look around and say, what the fuck? This nigga was just blowing at this nigga a couple of days ago. These niggas can't stand each other, but we all in the same circle. And guess what? I'm the littlest and youngest one there. And I tell you no lie, lads, it was a very serious moment. And I'm probably one of the only ones that can probably tell you about, because I was there. People talked. One person started talking and said, yo, we're going to do it this way. And then he go around the whole circle. And he said, yo, you have a problem with this? Are you going to drop down to this size? Everybody agreed to it. That way it would stop. It'll bring the beef down. Because at the end of the day, everybody's complaining, yo, they making more money than us. Yo, let's go start gunplay over there. All right, if y'all complain about the money, it's a way that we can make money together. Let's all have the same sizes. If we all have the same size, nobody can complain about you getting no fucking money. You just gotta go buy the right product. That's it. So we did see an era when it was starting to unite, but then it was too late because the feds had came in already. The feds was in, they was there. And I don't really want to go so far into detail on this particular fucking story, because I have no problem giving you that, because everything was innocent before the feds came. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people went down with that shit. That shit made generations go down. Somebody just came home from the Blacktop team doing over 40 years in jail, 30 years in jail, son. They fucking clean, did 20 years. She stood tall. She ain't snitch on nobody. She stood tall, man. We was there. I was there when their crib got rushed. They got caught at the table last with the shit. Your channel, your people, they got their stories, and I love their jail stories. I love their stories. They come home, they doing positive things. But our stories, it's a whole bunch of shit. That's what I was waiting for this particular session of your stories telling, because I want to do the storytelling from on the outside and the money, because it's a lot of people. Because I can tell you some guys from up on Notion Avenue that I met on Gates, man, they was the best fucking boosters I ever seen. But you still got some females that was getting money boosting too. Because you had some beautiful women in Marcy, man. When I mean beautiful women, man, you had beautiful women in there. And guess what? They was about their business. Either they were going to school, they were boosting, they just was about their money, they were doing something. So I can't just talk about the men. I'm going to talk about the women too, because there's some great women down there, man. All over the area. Even our basketball games. It was like the garden, man. People standing on the fences, bro. Big, beautiful games again. And guess what? I might leave this last little story with you because I don't want to hold the time up. Right? Our basketball court was like the garden, right? You hear me, Laz?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 80, I think it was like 85, between 85 and 87. Between 85 and 88. And this basketball court, man, this was a legendary basketball court. So back in the days, Saturday morning, man, these guys from Marcy used to be getting out there and really playing NBA basketball. I'm talking about physical basketball. So I used to be in my window, because I'm a shorty. My window is right there that faces the fucking basketball court in the big field. I see the whole game. Yo, they out there getting physical now. I see some people playing ball. I'm like, I know who's out there. It's my boy L Pops. And it's my boy Moke and Liz father. They getting into it. The game was real physical, right, Laz? Yo. They put their differences to the side to the end of the game. I don't know what was said, but they were like, yo, after the game. That's all I kept hearing was after the game. So I never leave this window, because I'm like, I want to see what they're going to do after the game. Last, when I mean the game, as soon as the game was finished, my boy Liz Pops, Big Lad, he said something to my boy Larry Pops L, and them niggas start shooting the one-on-one. My gosh, I never seen two men go toe-to-toe like that. I mean, the best fight I ever seen in Marcy was with Liz Pop Big L, and it was with Lamont Father Barry. L, Laz, when I mean these men, because, Liz father was, I think he in the service, the military, the army, something like that. He was in the army. L Pops Barry just did 15 for murder with his hands. He just came home from jail. These niggas start getting it in. So bad, one dude mouth bust some blood, one dude nose bust blood. Yo, sometime at the fight, they just both walked off and went and got their guns. At the same time, they both went and got their guns. They both came back with their guns, but they never drew each other. They never just wanted to know, was it dead? Because we just fought. Do we need to take it to another level? Yo, Vlad, they both agreed and said no and shook hands, and they deaded that shit right then and there. And the next following week, they was on the basketball court getting it again. This the shit that I seen last on my eyes, bro. Legendary shit, man. Legendary shit. Besides, before the savage life start coming. Because after this is when you start seeing the savage shit coming. Now the 80s is leaving out, guys is getting their money. Now we're coming into the 90s. And now that's when things started just going, man, they started doing what they had to do. The earth was turning. So when the earth turned, things turned. And that's it.
Let me ask you this though.
Yes.
It's distinctly, it's two sides to Marcy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it should be two stories told?
Right now, you're actually getting what you're just talking about right now. Slop is from the Flushing side, which is, they consider that the Williamsburg side. I'm from the murdering Marcy side. They consider that's where the star actually starts. in Marcy. Or it can be the ending. But I know Marcy starts the style, or it is the style right there. Now, with that being said, I can only tell you stories from my side, lads. You feel me? Which is a whole bunch of stories. Because remember, I got popcorn stories for you, bro. When Popcorn was in Mart 9, before he go to Mart 9, I was seeing him. I was down the hill around him. I wasn't hustling with him. I wasn't a friend of his. L Famous was bigging him up.
Oh.
But L Famous went to Mart 9 and they sent him to the Brooklyn side with Popcorn. Popcorn from my side, God bless his soul, he's dead now, and God bless Joycelyn's soul too. That's the girl that I'm gonna get that straight. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it was like I was around him when he was Popcorn, and it would tell me if my calculations correct me. At this time, he had some shit on the top of his head, and I'm not clowning him, but I'm just thinking. This is where the name Popcorn came from. It wasn't no popcorn on top of his head. I think he had like a knot or something, like 2 knots. I don't know, maybe somebody said that's how it came. But at that time, before he was going to jail, I was seeing him. And then when he came from jail, I'm like, what the fuck Popcorn was? They were saying he was going to Allen. So for me, you only hear that he was there. You only get the stories from your platform, what he was doing behind on the island. So it's like, all right, boy was standing tall. Because I didn't know that, lads, until your page. I didn't know he was running the phones, you know what I'm saying, with his friends and shit doing their thing. I didn't know he went to jail, he did his thing, because guess what? You in training, when these guys come from jail, you hearing their stories, lads. When they come home from the island, these niggas is having lectures outside. What's going on up there? And what the fuck you better do when you go in the island, because this is what people don't understand. Them old niggas was coming home. I don't give a fuck who they was. Them little niggas in Marcy, they was sitting them niggas down and they was telling them, boy, when you go to the island, you better turn the fuck up. You better not make Marcy look bad. You better do what you gotta do. And that's how the fuck it was. I'm gonna plug you with some other people from Slopside. Because you got some good people that could tell some good stories, because you got a guy named right now, Tiz, right? His brother and Bleak was a duel first. This is what people don't understand. Little Tiz and Bleak was a duel first. They was a team together. But Tiz went to jail, and I'm saying they friendship went left or whatever. Tiz was a part of a group called 7 Deep, my dude. Yo, lads, when I tell you no lie, some of them are dead. God bless his soul. Liz and V-Dog, they got killed together on my birthday. It was sad, man. I don't want to get into that story, but they had their own squad called 7 Deep in Marcy, and they was acting a fucking fool, my nigga. When I mean a fool, the boy Liz is my boy Mo brother. Remember I tell you his father had the fist fight with the other brother's father. I used to be in this crib, lads. They lived on the first floor, right? His window used to face Myrtle Avenue. Lads, the nigga be in the window with his fucking drawer smoking some weed, just chilling. That nigga look out the window and see somebody walking up Myrtle Avenue, walking from Myrtle and Notion to Myrtle Marcy. Next thing you know, that nigga done got dressed, ran out the fucking house, ran through the basketball court, ran through the big bar, and robbed that motherfucker by the time he get right there. That's how it was. Outside, these guys was moving different. And all they was doing was opening up the door for the little niggas like H Money to come outside. Because honestly, niggas came outside with no issues. I'm just keeping it real. Nobody never had no problem. I mean, the problems came, but we dealt with them the way we needed to deal with them. But you gotta pay homage. So all these older guys that came and they paved the way, and your work, you didn't have to put so much work in because the job was already done, basically. And this is why the 90s was the 90s was a beautiful year, because the thing that was happening. Even when the man Killer Ben came through Marcy, don't you know, that was different. You know why? Because all you heard was the brother name, son. You heard? All you heard was big name, big name. So now he's coming through Marcy. And we're like, yo, who the fuck is this? This little nigga with all these fucking giants around him. Who the fuck is this?